Welcome back to Bro Watching. It's Jake and Pranav. Pranav, what's been happening? How are you?
Doing very well, Jake. 2024 has been an absolutely phenomenal season. And now, 2025, midway into the football season, lots of discussions. How have you been?
I'm good. It's been an emotional roller coaster, to be honest. But Pranav, you've been very busy. You were just at the Soccer Global Awards. How was that? Tell us more.
Of course, the Globe Soccer Awards, it is one of the most premier nights in Dubai, honoring some of the biggest footballers, and who bigger than Cristiano Ronaldo himself. He happened to take the Best Middle East Player Award, as well as the highest goal scorer awards. I'll tell you the number, 917 goals and still counting for this great man. Of course, a lot of other legends who happened to join the venue. You had Rio Ferdinand, Alessandro Del Piero, and of course, Real Madrid superstars, some of the young talents who happened to dominate the awards night, Jake.
Absolutely. You were doing lots of interviews as well, I saw. Some favourites.
Some has to be Rio Ferdinand. I grew up looking up to this footballer. I mean, come on, he's won the Champions League, he's won the Premier League, he's won the FA Cup, the League Cup, you name it, and he's won everything for this Manchester United club. But one of the key questions I had for him was, how much pressure do football players have when it comes to winning these individual awards? He had a very simple answer. He said, they don't take any stress, but hey, here's where I concur with his answer. If you go back to the Ballon d'Or award, Vinicius Rodriguez was one of the players who happened to be snubbed for this award. And guess what? None of the Real Madrid players or club members happened to come to this Ballon d'Or venue.
Wow, that's interesting. They've got Real Madrid World here as well now, haven't they?
Oh, of course they do, of course. And what better way to advertise it as well? You look at Vinicius, for example, the name that I mentioned, he happened to take the best football player male category this year. Jude Bellingham, he won the Maradona Award as well as the best midfielder award. Real Madrid, having won the Champions League as well as the La Liga, best male football club of the year as well. Now, in between all this, it was once again Cristiano Ronaldo who made headlines for saying that the Globe Soccer Awards is the most honest awards and that the Ballon d'Or is somehow losing credibility. Jake, your thoughts on that?
That is very interesting. We saw a lot of controversy around that this year, haven't we? And how long will it last? That's the big question. Will it keep going, do you reckon? Or will something like the Globe Soccer Awards take its place in years to come?
I think in years to come, this is, of course, the moment for Globe Soccer Awards to capitalize. Because the Ballon d'Or was a legacy. It was a legacy of awards where you look at some of the Johan Cruyffs, one of the Lionel Messi's, one of the Ronaldos were winning it multiple times. And it's about creating a perception or a mindset. Now, 14-year-old to 20-year-old fans, for example, of a Lamine Yamal, a Barcelona young talent, of a Jude Bellingham, of a Vinicius Rodriguez, when they grow up seeing the Globe Soccer Awards honor their heroes, that is where they're going to think, hang on a minute, this might be the real awards night. And mind you, the Globe Soccer Awards is something that the fans get to vote. Over 100 million votes is what came in this year. That's and upwards of 35 million votes compared to last year. That's a staggering increase.
Yeah, for sure. Now, there's also been a lot going on in the football world as well, haven't there?
I can imagine you've got the shirt to show for it. What's happening?
I'm happy, mate. David Moyes is back. So this has all happened. Sean Dyche got sacked from Everton. There was a lot of talk as well of who will be the next manager. Mourinho at some point. The special one was talks of coming to join us, but it wasn't.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah, a lot of fans weren't happy. In the end, David Moyes did return. Now, this is 11 years since he left. Of course, went to your United.
Yeah, it was Manchester United in 2013. He was the chosen one, so to say. But that didn't end up well. He then went to West Ham United. He had a couple of journeys for himself, and now he finds himself back with the Everton Loyals.
Yeah, he first joined us in 2002. He was incredible. I mean, some of the stats. We stayed in the top flight for, well, we're not even the top flight, the top half of the table for the entirety of him with us. We won a couple of cups as well in that time. It was really, really good. But the question is, will he be the same Moyes? He was the youngest Premier League manager when he joined us then. He's now the oldest. So let's see what happens. We've also seen over the years a lot of managers return to their previous clubs. Mourinho was one as well. Now, he first was with Chelsea 2004, 2007. He won 2 league titles, 2 cups, and FA Cup with him then.
Yeah.
He then went back for the 2013 to 2015 season, only winning 1 title and 1 cup. So not as good as when he was there the first time round.
Well, how would you mention good? He came back to win the Premier League titles, but of course, marred by controversy on and off the field. Eden Hazard was one of his favorite players as well. But Jose Mourinho is again one of those players every club would want to have regardless. You think about managers that might have come back. They left some bad blood between their clubs. Jose Mourinho, of course, having come in 2004 season, calling himself the special one. Mind you, that was after the European Cup win with Porto. Not a lot of people took some love to him. This was a Portuguese manager coming into an English football environment.
Yeah.
Do you think of any other managers who might have, come back to their clubs having left it?
Well, we had Frank Lampard as well, again with Chelsea. So he was there 2019 to 2021. He had a 4th place finish, even with a transfer ban. So everyone was praising him. He was great. He then came to Everton for a while as well. Went back in 2023. He won only 1 in 11 games. So again, another demonstration of managers coming back to their clubs and not doing so well, which is what's worrying me, Pranav.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well, I can't think of, being a Manchester United fan, there's not a lot of managers that I can think of who have coached my club thinking, hey, do I want them back? Listen, Sir Alex Ferguson was an anomaly of a manager. He spent his entire career at this club, of course, the Scottish club that he was at before that in Aberdeen. That's an exception. But then, again, you've got the likes of Jose Mourinho. Would I want him back? No, that's because he's a tough disciplinarian. And the players that you get in this day and age, they're not cut out for it. Let's be honest. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, now he's another manager that I think wasn't given enough time and enough backing. Now with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the biggest decision is Ruben Amorim, the current manager, has got players without the caliber for his system of play. So does it mean, Jake, then it's always the manager's fault? Or do you think they can sometime come in and repair their damages?
It's a difficult one, honestly, isn't it? The likes of United and Everton, we've gone through a lot of managers ever since, our Moyes and your Ferguson left. Since then, we've been through a lot. And it always seems to be the solution. Players aren't happy, the fans aren't happy, sack the manager. But nothing really comes of it. And now we're 10, 15 years down the line and there's a lot of damage from all these new managers bringing in different players. We've got a mismatch now of players that just don't fit together because they were someone's favourite, someone else's favourite. And it's difficult. It is really difficult.
Well, look, this season, Everton, obviously, given their, early years, they're not fighting for a top 5, top 6 finish. But if I was to ask you, where would Everton finish by the end of the season? I know you're celebrating the return and the cheers that we heard last night for David Moyes. Where do you think they'll realistically finish?
I'd like to say the top half, but we never know. But I think the big question is the top of the league, Forest, right now, could be taking it. And you know what? I'm going to take this Everton top off and I'm going to become a Forest fan because I am technically a bit Nottingham way as well. So I could get away with it if it comes to it.
I've got a bit of advice. Don't be a glory hunter like Jake Gray over here. Look, I'm a Manchester United fan and I've suffered through the years where Man City, our noisy neighbours, have been winning titles and there's a fair chance Liverpool might knock us off the perch as well and reach that 20 Premier League titles mark as well. Well, I've got to watch out. Hopefully I don't come across any Liverpool fans, but don't be like Jake Gray over here who wants to switch teams just because they win trophies.
I'm only messing. That would never happen at all. But yeah, it is all to play for. I don't think United are going to have much chance at this point to win it this season.
Well, I'll tell you what, Man United fans are happy these days. We happened to beat Arsenal in the FA Cup, which was let's say a lucky finish for Manchester United, given the threat Arsenal posed for us. Ruben Amorim obviously had to rely on a lot of counter-attacking football for United. And mind you, this game went to penalties. Now, in a penalties, it's a 50-50 finish. Anything can happen in this. And I think it was United to edges, given that Arsenal's goalkeeper, David Raya, had a lot of blunders. You cannot move preemptively thinking that the ball's going to come a certain direction. That's poor goalkeeping, in my opinion.
Definitely. Let's talk a bit about fantasy football as well, because you are still top of our league.
Barely managing it. Yeah, barely.
I'm not. I'm second from bottom, I believe. So what's your key success? I've just sold Haaland I did it. I was like, I've had him all
There
season.
you go. That's
I've
your key
sold
to
him.
success. There's your key to success. Sell Erling Haaland. You don't need him anymore. Pep Guardiola's got enough trouble on him as is. Now, if you want my tip, coming up, you've got to look at the Liverpool players. That's your top picks. You've got some Arsenal players, of course, Bukayo Saka. Injury, is he going to be back soon? We don't know. Gabriel Jesus would have been one of my picks had he not been taken off the pitch in that Manchester United game in the FA Cup. But hey, if you're looking for defender options, Gabriel is the top pick for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. It's been great, Pranav. Hopefully we stay in the Premier League this season. Hopefully you stay in the top half.
Hopefully we stay in the Premier League as well.
We'll catch you next time on Bro Watching.